Previously...
I'm giving the original Asuka the win.
Fantastic. Now, shut up and let me talk. Rey being one of the most popular characters, I'm probably going to get crucified for this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Rey gets introduced very early in the series, but she doesn't become a prominent character until around episode 5 and 6. She has quite a robotic personality, and she doesn't really show a whole lot of emotion until way later on in the series. The only person that she ever really shows any emotion to is Gendo. That is until after Shinji saves her, kinda in the same manner that Gendo does. So she starts to open up to Shinji a little bit, but she still doesn't really do a whole lot around him. Like, she doesn't really have fun or hang out with him a whole lot. And she kinda just keeps to herself. There was that one time where Shinji was talking about how Rey was wringing out the water and said that it seems like that she definitely reminded him of a mother. What a fucking weird thing to say. Well, anyways, she shows a lot of emotion in that scene.
It just reminded me of a mom. I bet you'll make a great mother, Rey. I mean...
You embarrass me.
The scene after Shinji gets pulled into the Dirac Sea and Asuka lays into him, despite him not even being there. This visibly upsets Rey, and Rey even kinda butts heads with Asuka a little bit. Rey only seems to ever care about certain people, maybe the people who she's actually thankful to, like Gendo and Shinji, which is why they're the only two real characters that she actually shows any kind of emotion towards. I think the main problem with her is, it's just like Asuka says, she's kind of just a doll. And she does pretty much anything that she gets ordered to.
You are! You do anything you're ordered to, don't you? You'd kill yourself if your commander told you to, wouldn't you? Of course.
God damn. Kind of reminds me of the Fry Cook Games episode of SpongeBob where Patrick joins Plankton. And in this situation, Gendo's Plankton. And he's like, do this one because I told you to. And then Rey's Patrick, and she's like, because you told me to! Rey's best moment is probably the part where she sacrifices herself to destroy the angel that's basically trying to assimilate her. She blows herself up, and it's not really to save herself or to just kill the angel, it's mostly to save Shinji, because the angel's also trying to assimilate him as well. Right before Unit Zero blows up, she sees an image of Gendo, which I think is symbolic of how she's not following his orders anymore, and she's doing it all for Shinji instead. This is made even more obvious when she rejects Gendo in the end of Evangelion, and she goes to help Shinji instead. Don't get me wrong, I think Rey is a good character. I think she's very interesting, but I don't think she's more interesting than Shinji or Asuka or even Misato. But she is interesting nonetheless. God, I'm getting crucified for this. In the first Rebuild movie, her character is pretty much the exact same that it was in the very start of the original series, so there's not a whole lot to add to it. It's the second movie where her character truly shines. In this movie, she definitely changes from the original series. Hell, she even goes to hang out with Shinji, Asuka, and the two goons. And we go from this comical scene of Shinji, Asuka, and Misato just goofing around to this fucking soul-crushingly depressing scene of Rey just sitting alone in her fucking tiny-ass room. God, that's depressing. Rey's main goal in this movie is to bring Gendo and Shinji together by throwing them all a dinner party.
That's, not like her.
And Rey tells everyone else but Shinji because she wants to keep it a surprise for him.
It's a secret, but I'll tell you later.
I definitely think this is a nice change of character for her. In the original's elevator scene, Rey kind of just took the bitch slap. I mean, she took it like a champ, but she still took it. And this, her Ultra Instinct kicked in, and she blocked that shit. She's adamant that she ain't no damn doll. This is Evangelion after all, so you already knew that that dinner party was never gonna fucking happen. Of course, after this happened, Shinji leaves NERV, and he throws away his... what is that, a Walkman? I'm just gonna say that's a Walkman. He throws his Walkman away, and Rey ends up finding it, and she keeps it on her. In the scene that's somewhat mirrored from the original series, we get the whole part where Rey basically tries to fucking kill herself and the angel. But, of course, it doesn't work. Now, in the original, it's unclear why she does this, because I don't think Gendo told her to do it, because even Gendo is shocked and worried because she's going out with a fucking, basically a mini nuke. But in this, she basically announces why she does this.
I can do this for him, so he never has to pilot again.
Of course, this fails utterly, and Rey ends up getting ate by the 10th angel, which causes Shinji to go absolutely fucking apeshit. And Shinji uses his awesome short-lived protag powers to save Rey from the core, I guess, of the 10th angel. So everything's happy now. It ends with Shinji saving Rey, and everything's good. Right? Wrong. Going into the third movie, I was worried that Rey's character would be ruined, and she'd be back to being more robotic, which she is, but she's also very interesting. Mainly she works with the dynamic of the whole movie itself, with everything being super confusing, following around Shinji, who's also confused. It works out because she's not the same person, but she's trying to be the same, if that makes any sense. Like, Shinji is mad at her because she's not the same Rey. Meanwhile, she's confused because she doesn't understand that she's the same Rey that Shinji's talking about. By the end of the movie, Rey starts to even worry about Shinji, despite not technically knowing him until the beginning of this movie. Of course, it could just be because Shinji starts to lose his fucking mind. Rey pulls the whole "these are my orders" sort of thing, but it's definitely different because everyone says something about how, oh, she's not the original.
I miss your original version. She was a whole lot friendlier. Original. A different me?
At the end of the movie, Rey looks at the Walkman, I'm still going to call it that Shinji drops, and it's unclear whether or not she picks it up, but the last scene is her walking with Asuka and Shinji. Now, technically, this clone should have no real knowledge of the Walkman, so if she picked it up, that would mean that this clone would have some memories of the past Rey, which technically the past Rey is still being sealed away inside Unit 1. So God knows where this character is going to go in the last movie. Alright, Rey in the original series is a good character, but I'm going to get crucified for this. I think that Rey in the rebuild movies is far more interesting than in the original. My next one will probably be even more divisive. Not really looking forward to it.